Hi, fifth graders. Welcome to Unit 8, Lesson 16. I'm on page 391 in our textbook. If you don't have your textbook, that's perfectly okay. You can just follow along with me. This lesson is on two-dimensional shapes. Now, we've already talked about some two-dimensional shapes, so it's a little bit odd that we're seeing this lesson now. A two-dimensional shape just means that it's a flat shape. Okay, so we've talked about quadrilaterals and we've talked about triangles. Those are some examples of two-dimensional shapes. Today we'll talk about some of the qualities of two-dimensional shapes as well as learn some new two-dimensional shapes. All right, to start out with, we're going to talk about whether a figure is open or closed. Open means there's an opening in it. So if you try to take your pencil and trace around it, it doesn't go all the way around. So this is an open shape. This is a closed shape. Now, a polygon is a closed two-dimensional shape made from line segments that don't cross each other. So of all these shapes going across the top, this one is the only one that is going to be called a polygon because it's the only one that's made out of straight sides and is closed. The other ones either have curves in them or they're open. All right, here's some more examples down here. Polygons over on this side, not polygons over here. This one right here, you might be thinking, I thought that would be a polygon. Well, it is closed and it is made of line segments. However, it has lines that crisscross. Okay, so when those lines cross over one another, it's not a polygon. Within polygons, we can talk about whether something is a concave shape or a convex shape. Now, you may be familiar with this if you've done a lot of work with lenses in science, like eyeglass lenses. So I'm going to draw you kind of the outline of a shape of a lens, real rough sketch, but this would be considered a convex lens. It kind of bulges out, and depending on whether you're nearsighted or farsighted, your lens might be shaped that way, or it might be shaped this way. This is a concave lens. And I think about concave as being like you can go into a cave. It's got like a groove going in. The technical definition is over here, and it's if you connect 2 points inside the polygon with a line segment, that line goes on the outside. So you can kind of see a little bit of that line is outside of the shape. Whereas over here in the convex one, no matter where you put those 2 points and drew your line, it would always be on the inside. But I think it's just easier to think about if it goes inward, it's concave. And a little bit of practice here. We're going to try to decide if these figures are polygons or not polygons. So taking a look at this first one, I see that it's made of straight lines. That's good, but it's not closed, so it is not a polygon. Number 2, it's made of straight sides and it's closed. That is a polygon. Yes. This is a really odd figure. It looks a little bit like a W or like a Shazam lightning bolt sideways. It is made of line segments and it's closed. So yes, it is a polygon. Now you take a look at these next 3 and decide whether you think it's going to be a polygon or not. All right, number 4 is not a polygon. It's made of line segments and it's closed, except for those lines are crisscrossing over each other. And when you have that, it's not a polygon. 5 is not a polygon because it has a curve in it. 6 is a polygon. It is a polygon because it is made of straight sides and it's closed. I've turned over to page 392 if you're using your textbook. Here we have some different polygons, and they're named based on the number of sides they have. You're familiar with the triangle. We've talked about the quadrilaterals. A pentagon has 5 sides. So you might be familiar with the building, the Pentagon in Washington. It is 5-sided. A hexagon has 6 sides. And sometimes a hexagon is drawn a little bit like a stop sign, but like this. So you have to kind of be careful when they're asking you if it's how many sides there are or what name it is. Just make sure that there's not that extra side, straight side piece on the side here. So the hexagon has 6 sides, octagon has 8 sides. I remember hexagon as having 6 because the word 6 has an X in it and hexagon has 6 in it. Okay, there is a figure with 7 sides. It's not very easy to draw. You don't need to know it, but you might hear it called a septagon or a heptagon. Either one of those would be the 7-sided figure. Octagon, we already talked about, has 8 sides. Think about an octopus has 8 legs, and an octagon has 8 sides. Another figure that they are not showing here that you might hear about is a 10-sided figure. And a 10-sided figure is a decagon, and I cannot draw one very easily. Dec means 10. 10 years in a decade. Decagon has 10 sides. Now, there's a lot of vocabulary here. Open, closed, polygon, not polygon, all the different terms for the number of sides. All of those polygons can be either regular or not regular. A regular polygon has all sides congruent and all angles congruent. Let me say that again. A regular polygon has all sides the same length, all sides congruent, and all angles are the same. So let's take a look at some of these. So if we look at this first figure, this is an equilateral triangle because look, all the sides are the same length. Yes, and when the sides are the same length, the opposite angles are the same. So it's regular. So choose one there. And then is it concave or is it convex? Well, there's no really where to go in. It's a convex shape. Over here, we've got another figure. Well, if you count the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's a pentagon. We could probably write the word pentagon here. I think we were supposed to write triangle on that other one. Okay, regular or not regular? Well, I don't know if you can see this very clearly, but this has 1 slash mark here, and there's actually 2 up there. So these sides are a different length than this side, which means it's not regular. Because to be regular, it has to be all the same. Concave or convex, do you kind of see where you can go in there? It's going to be concave. Over here, let's count the sides. Start at the top. Sometimes when I'm counting, I'll just mark them just to make sure I don't miss any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's 8 sides. That means it's an octagon. Oh, sloppy handwriting. Hopefully you can read that. And is it regular or not regular? I kind of marked it all up. Let me erase my little marks here for you. There we go. So, and again, it's kind of hard to tell on this, but they're showing us that there's 2 little hash marks on those. So it is not regular. And it's going to be convex because there's no really indentations in it. No caves to it. Last one over here. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hexagon. 6 sides. And they all have 1 little slash mark on them, meaning they're all the same length. So that means it's regular, and you know that when the sides are the same length, the angles opposite them are the same measure as well. And there's nowhere to go in. It's not concave, it's convex. All right, couple more questions down here. A square is a regular quadrilateral. I'm just going to draw a square here. Well, regular means the sides are the same length. Are the sides the same length on a square? Yeah, they are. Okay. And it's a quadrilateral. And are the angles the same side? Yes. So this is true. And it's possible to draw a concave triangle. I'm going to try that. Nope. Nope, there's no way you can make an indentation in there without getting another side. So this one is false. All right, for today you're going to do a Kahoot question. I'd like for you to get it done by the end of the day, Friday, if you can, so that I can see who the winner is. I think I've got it open until Sunday, but I'd really like for you to get it done by the end of the day, Friday. Good luck. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, Zoom with me, or email me.